And welcome back to Emfuleni. And as the SABC, we have, of course, over the years, borne witness to the decline in just the general state of affairs and services in Emfuleni, and also some of the malfeasance and corruption that was going on in this municipality, and some would say continues to go on in this municipality. Well, we're here today because of the latest development in this regard. So earlier this week, there was a circular, a memo, if you will, that was sent out, and this was subsequently circulated to people in this municipality. And it read, and I'm just going to read the headline for you, public service announcement, regrettable collapse of waste collection services in Emfuleni, and residents are requested to dispose of their waste at nearby municipal offices. So I can tell you, as we're standing here for this particular broadcast, residents have been bringing their waste and dumping it right outside the gates of the municipality. So it's obviously regrettable that it's come to this, but it is not something that is unexpected, given that we have been monitoring and reporting on this particular decline, as I said, for many years. So we're joined now by some community members, some political parties as well, represented in this council. Right now, standing with me is Mr. Kingsol Shabalala, who's an MPL with the Democratic Alliance, but also resident in this area. And Mr. Shabalala, of course, you came here because you were one of the people who also alerted us to the state of decline in this municipality. So what is going on?
I think it is regrettable and deeply concerning that services in Emfuleni have collapsed. Things are moving from bad to worse. This municipality is limping from one disaster to another. And also take into consideration that the provincial government had deployed administrators this side, yet the situation is not improving. Also, we learned from the MEC that this municipality, monthly on refuse collections, they are spending 2.3 million on contractors who are supposed to collect refuse. Salaries of employees, almost 1.4 million. Overtime, 800,000. So you begin to ask yourself, why are they paying these people? What is this that these people are doing? Also on the clearing of dump sites, this municipality on average is spending 900,000 a month, which has ballooned to almost 40 million rent in 5 years. Yet there are piles and piles of rubbish everywhere. There are no services.
And what is the response that you were given by the municipal officials?
I mean, this municipality is not saying anything. They are always making excuses as to how things will improve, yet things are not improving. As you can see, you've seen the state of our roads, you've seen how piles of rubbish are everywhere around this municipality.
Well, let me move to Gert Cronje, who's a ward committee member here in Emfuleni. Gert, just locate yourself for us within the municipality. Which ward do you represent? And again, your general sentiments about what's going on here.
Good morning, Sakina. Thanks for the opportunity. Yes, I represent Ward 10, which is basically the CWCE and town section of Vanderbijlpark. Service delivery, if you want to discuss something, you must have an idea of what it is. Service delivery does not exist in our areas. As residents, we've reached the point where we don't expect anything from this municipality anymore except excuses and playing the blame game, blaming anyone else. It's the best excuse that they can get. Blame Eskom, blame the political instability, blame the residents for not paying. How can they expect us to pay if they can't remove our refuge for a period of 3 weeks in the area where I reside? Running water, electricity at this moment is like winning the lottery. Sewage, you're too afraid to flush your toilet because you might be creating a problem for your neighbor. And there is no transparency, no information, nothing forthcoming from the officialdom of this municipality.
So Gert, you were saying that, how can the municipality expect members of the community to pay for services that don't exist? Is that an admission that people are not paying for services? And let's speak to your ward, Ward 10. Are the people in Ward 10 actually paying for services?
Yeah, in Ward 10 we've got a very good coverage of payments for services, but the people is reaching the point where they're going to start withholding and lodging disputes with the municipality for the lack of services. And the municipality's own policies gives you the right, once you've lodged a dispute, to withhold payment for that service. And that is on the cards, and it's becoming more and more evident that more and more members and residents are joining this, because the residents has reached a point where they cannot carry on in the way that they are carrying on. It's like going to a chain store, walking through a chain store, coming to a till with an empty trolley, and you get that you've got to pay 1,000 rand for the empty trolley, because that is what the residents are doing at the moment. They are paying and paying and paying, and they're getting nothing in return.
So what's the solution?
The solution the first thing that should happen in this municipality is to come back to the people. Ask the people, stop playing political games. If the elected public representatives can come back to their roots and realize how they got where they are, come and discuss it with us on the ground. We've got ideas. We've got the will and the ability to assist in turning this municipality around. But we do not get entertained with any queries. It's as if once they've been elected, they are better than us, the human residents of this area. We want to help. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We just want to help to push the wheel to keep on going around.
All right. Let me hear from the EFF and Mpho Motaung, EFF PR councillor. So you work in this council?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much. You know, the problem here in Emfuleni is actually we need to check the root cause. The root cause is the high rate of vacancies, especially in critical positions, because you cannot have a department that does not have a person responsible for it. So it seems like the senior managers, they just want to act and eat money, and they don't care about service delivery. And this issue of waste collection, it is a problem, because we even sponsored a motion of insourcing, because as the EFF we believe that if the municipality can do it for themselves, then it can be better, because sometimes they don't even have money to pay the very same service providers that they want to come, that they bring here. Hence we are always talking about abolishment of tenders. So the insourcing is very important, is very critical, and that issue of vacancies, we think they need to fill those positions, because we cannot have a municipality where we don't have the municipal manager, we don't have the CFO, we don't have the EDs. Departments can't run themselves, and those who are acting, the internal auditor said they are not even liable for anything that is happening in their departments. So there's no consequence management. So we have an issue of UIFW, unauthorized, wasteful, irregular expenditure. No one is held accountable. No one has gone to jail. No one paid anything. It's just write-off all the time. So we believe as the EFF that if we can do away with that, get proper people to go in to fill those vacancies, and then make sure that there is consequence management. So who's going to render these people of this municipality to be able to do their work if no one is there to make sure that everything is done in order.
So are you admitting, therefore, that as the EFF and as opposition parties, Mr. Kingsall Shabalala as well, that you are ineffective in your role as opposition parties in this municipality?
As opposition parties, the only time that our voice is heard is through motions. So that is exactly what we do. Now we have a situation in the municipality when we sponsor motions, they are kept in the office. So we are not given a voice. And when we do get that opportunity for those motions to be heard, then they vote. So if they vote, we are told that no, then they'll vote against us, obviously, even though they see that this is wrong. So it's like Emfuleni looks more like a private company. It's like there's somebody somewhere who is managing everything here in Emfuleni so that they can get away with murder, if I can put it that way.